I've never seen anything like this before. This opponent is always one step ahead of me. Every single move I make, he already has the perfect answer. I build sledgehammers, he instantly counters with scorpions. I try to push, he adds phoenix units and completely shuts it down. I go for a left flank attack, he's already there waiting with phoenix and mustangs, destroying my plan in seconds. I switch strategies, try crawlers, and he immediately reads it, drops fire badgers, and burns everything to the ground, along with my chances of winning. It honestly feels like he can see my every move before I even make it. But here's the thing, I'm not giving up. Let's see how this plays out. At the start of the game, I chose to buy arc lights since my opponent went for mustangs and crawlers. Arc lights are one of the best counters to those units. On top of that, he also picked fangs, which only increased my chances of winning even more with this setup. For the first round, I dealt a pretty solid amount of damage. Now I'm waiting to see which cards the game offers. I go with Missile Strike, and my opponent picks Missile Strike as well. However, I decide not to use mine since I believe I can win the second round without it. I want to farm as much XP as possible for my units and upgrade them faster, so I'll hold on to the Missile Strike this round. Maybe I'll use it in the third round. I decided to buy more arc lights, since in the second round I simply don't have enough money to invest in stronger units. Arc lights are always useful in later rounds, especially when you need to deal with large numbers of smaller units like crawlers, fangs, or mustangs. My opponent decided to place stormcallers in the second round, and they're dealing some serious damage. It looks like I won't be able to win this round because of them. Still, it's not a big deal. The damage taken won't be too significant since it's only the second round. Now the biggest question is whether he'll keep building stormcallers in the third round. If he does, I'll need to start preparing a defense against them because the damage they deal is actually quite substantial. Their direct attack isn't that high, but the splash damage wipes out a lot of my smaller units. I don't have many of those yet, but I definitely will later on, and I don't want them getting easily destroyed by stormcallers. So, I need to watch carefully and see what my opponent decides to do next. From the available cards, I picked a Wraith, but I'm planning to sell it. My opponent has 2 squads of Mustangs, and a Wraith would get taken down pretty easily by them. So I sell the Wraith and use the extra credits to buy 2 additional Sledgehammer squads, along with the field maintenance ability, which allows them to heal automatically. This should make it much harder for the Stormcallers to take them down. This round, I try to use Missile Bomb, but my opponent, almost as if he predicted it, blocks it perfectly with a shield. From this move alone, it's clear that this opponent is actually very smart and knows exactly what he's doing. Just take a look at this. My opponent, almost as if he knows exactly what I'm going to build next, places the perfect counter to my sledgehammers, the Scorpion. On top of that, he buys a squad of Phoenix units, which are also extremely effective at shredding my sledgehammers. Winning this round would be pure wishful thinking. It's honestly naive to expect anything else. We're definitely getting crushed here. Now I've got a real headache because I need to find a way to deal with that Scorpion. The top priority is to pull its attention away from my sledgehammers. At the same time, I need to figure out how to deal with those Phoenix units because they will absolutely cause serious damage. I just hope he doesn't build more of them in the upcoming rounds because Phoenix units can be incredibly annoying to deal with. From the available cards, I decided to take the Assault module and buy a Wraith, placing it on the left flank. My goal was to destroy his left side base, even if only for one round. If I could do it quickly, it would at least buy me some time. But once again, my opponent seemed to know exactly what I was planning. He placed Phoenix units on the left side, and they destroyed my Wraith almost instantly, causing my entire attack to fail completely. On top of that, this round he added another squad of Stormcallers, which finished off my units even more decisively. This is the moment where I start to feel hopeless, but I'm still not going to give up like some players do when they see that winning is almost impossible. In my opinion, that's a very poor mindset. Even if you lose, you should accept it. Keep your head high, congratulate your opponent for being better this time, and learn from your mistakes. Then you come back stronger in the next game. So no giving up, we keep fighting. I chose the Efficient Tech Research card, while my opponent picked another Missile Strike. Since I'm playing with a giant specialist, I decided to deploy a Raiden and immediately upgrade it with the range ability. Of course, I sell the Wraith. I believe the Raiden should be quite effective against my opponent's units. Hopefully this time he won't predict my move and will be able to deal some damage, maybe even win this round. This round, my opponent bought Fire Badgers and upgraded them with range. He's expecting me to build more small units that would distract from my Sledgehammers, making them easy targets for his Fire Badgers. It looks like I'll need more Raiden units, because right now I simply don't have enough to shift the direction of the game. At the moment, I'm losing round after round, and I believe the Raiden strategy is my best chance to turn things around. So in the next round, I'll start investing more and more into Raiden units. Let's see if this pays off, or if it turns out to be the wrong call. From the available cards, I chose Phantom Ray. I believe they'll help support my Raiden units and make my frontline attacks more effective. My opponent is increasing the number of Phoenix units and upgrades them with range, clearly aiming to take down my Raiden units as quickly as possible. He probably understands just how much damage they can deal to his army. I add 2 more squads of crawlers and position them in a way that they can distract the enemy for as long as possible, drawing attention away from my Sledgehammers and Raiden units. I also upgrade my Phantom Rays with the Stealth Cloak ability, allowing them to get much closer to the Phoenix units and deal significantly more damage. At the same time, my opponent upgrades his Stormcallers. They're now level 3. As long as he doesn't build at least 1 more Stormcaller squad, I'm not planning to invest in Mustangs with Missile Interceptor, since that would be too expensive right now. I want to stay committed to my strategy. Consistency is key at this point. Having a clear plan is what matters most. It looks like the biggest impact this round came from the abilities we bought for our arc lights, specifically range and shockwave. That allowed us to clear out most of the smaller units, which in turn gave our Raiden units the space to deal with the enemy Phoenix and Fire Badgers much more effectively. Unfortunately, it still wasn't enough to win this round, but maybe we'll have better luck in the next one. I think things are finally starting to turn in our favor. Right now, all we really need is more Raiden units. I add 2 more squads, and now we have a solid setup. Crawlers pushing forward in the front line, Sledgehammers holding the second line, arc lights in the third, and Raiden units positioned in the back. Everything looks very well structured, and from this round on, we should start winning consistently. It's going to take more than just Phoenix or Fire Badger units to stop this kind of composition. Let's see how the opponent handles it, and whether this will finally be the turning point that leads us to victory. What I'm seeing now is that my opponent doesn't really have a clear strategy anymore, and is just trying to counter me with a mass of Phoenix units, and it's not working very well. At this point, I could even drop a few Fang squads and it would take him forever to deal with them, especially considering the cost difference between Fangs and Phoenix units. This fight is becoming very expensive for him. I'm really glad I didn't give up earlier and kept thinking through my strategy, looking for ways to adapt and avoid defeat. From the available cards, I choose Additional Deployment Slot, which allows me to buy 1 extra squad each round. I immediately purchase 3 Raiden squads and sell my Phantom Ray, which lets me afford a 4th Raiden squad right away. Just look at how many Raiden units I have in my army now. My opponent decides to counter with Wasps, buying 3 squads of them. I'm pretty sure he'll invest in the Energy Shield ability for them next, which should significantly increase their survivability. But honestly, that doesn't scare me at all. I feel very confident at this stage of the battle. If you compare how the game started to where we are now, it's like 2 completely different situations. That's exactly why I enjoy Mechabellum so much. It's fast-paced and dynamic. One moment you're losing and almost ready to give up, and the next, with the right decisions, you can completely turn things around and start dominating. It's a fantastic game. If you haven't left a review for Mechabellum on Steam yet, I highly recommend doing so. The developers truly deserve recognition for the product they've created. I'd really appreciate it if you could drop a like on this video, or even better, leave a comment, even a short one. It's always great to see your feedback. Thank you for that. Now, let's get back to the game. Just as expected, we win this round without a doubt. I can only imagine my opponent holding his head in disbelief, wondering what just happened. This round, I decided to buy 4 Mustang squads and upgrade them with the aerial specialization ability, making it much easier to deal with those wasps. Just as I expected, my opponent bought the magnetic shield ability for his wasps and upgraded his Phoenix units with electromagnetic shot, hoping to disable my Raiden range ability and make them easier to take down. I have to admit, that's a smart move. But he forgot one thing. I'm not clueless either. My Mustangs will stay on the front line because I intentionally didn't buy them range upgrades. I want my Raiden units positioned in the very back, safely dealing damage to everything in front of them. This forces the Phoenix units to go through the Mustangs first before they can even try to reach the Raidens, and that's extremely difficult since Phoenix units can only target one unit at a time. I'm pretty confident this will be the final round. In round 9, my opponent simply couldn't handle the pressure, and we completely crushed his army, dealing massive damage. And if you think the Raiden strategy is hard to stop, then you probably haven't seen the Phantom Ray strategy yet. It's by far one of the easiest ways to climb both your Season Pass level and your MMR, because 9 times out of 10, you just completely dominate your opponent. And that's exactly what you're seeing on your screen right now.